Greetings, family. Welcome to another one of your Frank 26 UB2Bs. It's a beautiful Sunday morning here in Egypt, in Luxor, Egypt. We'll do another quick little video for you and talk about our investment with the Iraqi dinar, and then show you some things that happened today on our trip. It's our last day. Well, tomorrow's our last day. We'll have one more tour. Can you see the mountains in back? That's the Valley of the Kings, where you find the Temple of Karnak. And what was the other one, babe? Oh, and the Temple of Luxor. And Ramses II. Many kings, and for that matter, even some queens. It's going to be again over 100 degrees out here. It's a hot one. That's what Egypt is all about. It's interesting. We found ourselves in Israel, which is actually the Asian theater, believe it or not. We found ourselves in Switzerland, and we're returning through Frankfurt, Germany, which is the European theater. And we are right now on top of Africa, North Africa. 3 continents on one trip. But there's nothing like the United States of America. I've been all over the world. And again, I repeat, there's nothing like the United States of America. Trust me. That's why everybody is trying to come into our country. I don't see anybody trying to sneak into China or Russia. I'm very proud of the United States of America, and I pray to God that He rescues us from those that are trying to strangle our nation. I just don't understand why. Well, I do know why. It's all because of money. Money and power has nothing to do with anything else. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk to you about the Iraqi dinar. Everything I'm about to say is strictly my opinion. And I wish you the best with this investment. Because as it affects you, it will affect those in Iraq, and it'll affect me. And we all have that commonality, don't we? And we need each other in our study. The thing that I want to bring out today, in my opinion, is that tomorrow is Monday. I feel 99.9% assured that they will pass the budget tomorrow. Pass it, read it, end it, whatever you want to call it. It'll be a start of the end of waiting for that budget to come out. In fact, allow me to share with you what our friend Eddie in Iraq had to say this morning. He said, "Good morning, Mr. Frank. Today, the budget is to be voted on Monday, they're telling us. This is very encouraging for all of us. We feel that once we have the budget, things will start moving a lot quicker, too. Also, Mr. Frank, all blocs are saying that they will pass the budget." When you stop and to consider that, family, all blocs, even those that were against it, I believe that. I sincerely, truly believe that. If they don't pass the budget, even those that were against it would end up with nothing. What good is that going to do them? They have nothing to steal. They have nothing to barter with. They have nothing to bargain with. They have nothing to work with. Am I talking about the United States debt ceiling, or am I talking about Iraq? Oh, wow, what a coincidence, huh? Anyways, so yeah, I'm very encouraged by what he said to me. Here, allow me to show you. So then I say to Eddie, I said, Monday, Monday may be the start of many things, Eddie, that are now going to be shown, that have been hidden concerning the monetary reform. Be strong, and then learn to be stronger, my friend, because I pray this to be so. Then he sends me another communication and he says, Mr. Frank, they're now saying on Channel 1 that all is prepared for the vote. Everything. They don't have any obstacles, any delays, any amendments. Everything is prepared for the vote on the budget tomorrow, Monday. All items have been reviewed. All blocks are saying that they will pass the budget. And we believe them, Mr. Frank, and here's why. This morning, we are seeing security details like we've never seen before. Some of them are being put in areas that are being blocked off already this morning, today. It's all in the news. And that's all that the news is about today. What is about to be passed? What is about to be passed? The budget. I say to him, that's wonderful news, Eddie, isn't it? Let us pray that this is the start of revealing your new national currency, your coins, your new exchange rate, and possibly the start of the float internationally for your currency too. God bless you, son. Talk to you tomorrow. Yeah. Again, it's very encouraging. Walking Stick had a good conversation with number 2, Iraqi. And what the CBI told its private banks, unfortunately, I'm going to hold on to it just for a little bit more, because you'll probably find out tomorrow anyways. But it is coming out. The monetary reform is coming out. Today they were talking about, remember they froze the credit cards? They talked about that. They told the Iraqi citizens, you can only take out 300 dinars, per day. What? What? Peanuts? That's not even enough to use the bathroom here in Egypt. I'm sorry, but it's true. I mean, think about it. That's it, huh? You'll see the article. It's in our forum. So something's afoot. Something's cooking up. The Rock and I really love what we're smelling right now. So that's my report to you about the Iraqi dinar. Let's see what happens tomorrow. And I leave you in peace on that subject. And I now say goodbye to this amazing land. It seems to always have me dehydrated. Hey, by the way, look at this. Can you guess what that is? Yeah. Actually, it looks like it says Jesus. I wasn't sure what that was. That's the Nile in back of me. Oh, we're done with our study on the Iraqi dinar. Everything I gave you was just in my opinion. Yeah, that's the Nile. And Moses was floated on this water. They have a pretty good idea because they have a statue right on the beach where they believe that Moses was found. Like I said, those are the mountains in the background of the Valley of the Temple of Kings. Everything. It doesn't matter what rock you turn over here. Everything is very historical. And I must admit that when I read the Bible from now on, I'm going to be able to relate to it in a completely different way. When I read about how the troops went through Hezekiah's tunnel, and how King David used Hezekiah tunnel to save them from with the water. Wow, it's a different meaning. When I read about the Garden of Gethsemane and where Jesus left the apostles and went to pray, and where that rock that I saw, I mean, whoa. Today, when we were up there in the temple of Ramses, I think it was Ramses II. It wasn't a tank?
We did 4, we did 6, and we did King Tut.
King Tut. We got to see King Tut. The guy's only like about 4 feet long. Egyptians were not very tall. They were about 5 feet. And then when they shrink in the mummification, they're even smaller. It's fascinating. We went into his temple, went all the way down through it, and there he was in his gigantic esophagus, or excuse me, sarcophagus. Fascinating. Very interesting. In order to get to that side, we had to get on these sailboats. Are there any out there right now, Tank?
The water taxis, yeah.
Yeah, you can see them. You can see them, yeah. What'd you call them?
Water taxi.
Water what?
Taxi.
Oh, they're water taxis. That's exactly what they call them. That's right.
It's a 15-minute ride from one side to the other, or a 45-minute bus ride to get where we went.
No, we picked up the boat right there. What happened, Tank?
So we got on, and he started up the motor, and then he told you to come up there because he wanted you to navigate us to the other side.
I became the captain of one of these boats, and I took us from one side of the Nile to the other side. I never thought that I would sail the Nile. Now, I was the captain of the ship for just a few moments, but it was exciting. Would you like to see it? Yeah, I was the captain of the ship, and I never thought that would ever happen to me. I was always in denial about it. Wah, 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 wah.
Look, they're towing some more sailboats.
Are they?
Got stuff.
Yeah, what happens is if there's no wind, which is rare, then they link up these sailboats and they bring in another one that's motorized, and they tugboat them in. There's thousands of these sailboats all over, just like it was in the days of Jesus. When we were up there in the Valley of the Kings and we went into Ramses' tomb, it was amazing. It's straight down. I mean, it's way down. These are a bunch of underground tunnels. When they were found, it took forever. It took years and years to dig out all the sand that had accumulated inside. You know, I found it interesting. Everywhere I look, I find the proof of Jesus Christ. there was this huge wall, and it had the carvings of the great success of the king with his big arrow and on his chariot and riding away. And it showed all of his victories. But there was this one area that was absolutely smooth. Everything else was chiseled away, and the colors were still stained in the limestone rock. And guess what it was? They left out what happened in the battle with the Canaanites. They got their butts kicked. The Egyptians never advertised when they lost, like at the Red Sea. Hey, what happened to Moses, man? Wasn't he one of yours? We don't talk about it. Didn't you chase him and all of a sudden, split the water, and then you guys got all drowned? We don't talk about it. Okay. Cancel culture has been around from the very beginning. And so has politics, and so has the love of money instead of the love of each other. Anyways, we prepare tonight by packing, and tomorrow we start our journey. We're going to go to this one place where they're going to show us all types of spices. I'm interested. I love to cook, as you know. We have our restaurant, family restaurant. We ate something called shawarma. I know. I just crack up because we ate it what are we having today? Shawarma. Oh boy. How about tomorrow? Shawarma. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Next week, shawarma. Oh, surprise! All right. And you know what? I ended up liking this stuff. Look it up, shawarma. I liked it. I really do. In fact, I look forward to getting the spices tomorrow so that I can make it at home. I like their rice. It's very interesting too. They use saffron. Saffron is not as expensive here as it is in the United States. And at 5 o'clock Egyptian time, we will then be taken to the airport where we will be flying to Cairo. When we land in Cairo, we have a few hours to wait, and then we board another plane and we go to Frankfurt, Germany. We're there for about an hour and a half. We board another plane and we take a 9-hour flight to Chicago, Illinois, O'Hare Airport. When we land there, then we get in the church bus shuttle, and we will be traveling back to Toledo for a 4-hour drive back home. We'll be home sometime in the late afternoon Tuesday. It's a long day. It's very difficult. It's very tiring and taxing on the body. You just can't do this. 8 months ago, the Lord healed me of cancer, and to be honest with you, my doctors were like, "Are you sure?" Yeah. My son and his wife, they're both in the medical field. They're physical therapists, and my son said, "Dad, are you sure?" Yeah. And there were many times when I asked myself, "What are you doing, man?" Twice I felt like I was going to pass out. It's very taxing. I think we averaged about 5.5 hours of sleep every day?
Yep, some days not even that.
Yeah, well, that's true. Some days not even. I remember one day we only slept 3 hours. So I'm going to need a vacation after this vacation, and we're going to sleep for about a week. What do you think, Tank?
Yep, for sure.
God bless you all. Thank you kindly for following us. We'll probably do one more UB2B tomorrow as we travel. And then I'll return back to our normal schedule this coming Monday. We'll sing a little, we'll talk a little, we'll have fun, okay, on Monday again. And I think that Monday we're going to learn an awful lot. And maybe it'll be the start of what we've all been hoping for. God bless you. Pray for each other. Pray for us. My wife and I pray for you all the time. And I thank you kindly for allowing me to stay on the internet. Talk to you soon, okay? God bless. Sweet aloha from the land of Egypt.